Did you know you can grow flowers to make your own healing calendula oil right at home? Today I'll show you how to turn these beautiful flowers into a powerful all-natural remedy. So why calendula oil? It's known for soothing skin, helping minor wounds, and being a gentle, natural addition to your home care kit. And the best part? Making it yourself is easier than you might think. Hi, I'm Connie, and welcome to Calendula's Garden. If you're curious about herbal remedies or just love getting your hands in the dirt, you're in the right place. In this video, you'll learn how to grow, harvest, and infuse calendula oil from scratch, even if you're a complete beginner. This patch of calendula flowers is ready for harvest, so let's take a closer look. I have them mixed in with arugula, those white flowers you're seeing, celery, and other veggies. The best time to harvest your calendula flowers is similar to other herbs, early in the morning before the hot sun can reduce their potency. Calendula is pretty forgiving. You can plant it in pots or straight into your garden. Use well-draining soil and pick a spot that gets plenty of sunlight. Just press the seeds about 1/4 of an inch into the soil. Water gently and keep the soil moist until you see sprouts. For a step-by-step calendula growing instructions, watch our growing calendula video. I'll put a link below. You'll want to harvest calendula when the flowers are fully open, but before they start to fade. Just pinch or snip the flower heads off gently. I like to place them face down on a paper towel to encourage bugs that may be living in the flowers to fall out before I bring them inside. Handle them with care to avoid bruising the petals. Harvesting some of your flowers periodically will have a similar effect as deadheading. This encourages more blooms and keeps your plants growing healthy and happy. I always leave some open flowers for my beneficial insects. Since it's super dry here, sometimes I'll harvest wilted petals from flowers. And it's always interesting to see the developing seeds under the petals. Harvest is a good time to look out for pests, like aphids. If you see any, a spray of water will remove them. Well, this is a nice treat. We might as well grab this tomato while we're here. Now that we've gathered our flowers, it's time to clean them. So I prepared a bowl of chilled water for our flowers. We're just gonna clean them off. This is the most gentle way I have found to do this. And I'm actually gonna, there we go, submerge them. I'm only gonna leave them in here for about 20 minutes. Looks like most of the little bugs that were in there took off and are on the paper towels. I don't know if you can see them in there, the little black specks. But that's part of the reason I wanted the water cold. So that way they should become chilled, lethargic, and fall out of our flowers. And the water will remove the dust and other debris that has fallen in, that has collected on the flowers over time. It's been pretty windy around here. Alright, so I'll leave them facing up for, let's just do these 5 minutes. Then I'll come back and turn them over. All right, it's been 5 minutes. Let's take a closer look at our flowers. I can see the little itty bitty bugs are starting to fall. Let's go ahead and flip them over and get the rest of these guys out of here. I don't think a full 20 will be necessary. We'll keep the water cold. We'll just do another 5 and they should be okay. But I can see quite a bit of dust came off. The flowers look great. And you can see a little bit of the debris when we take a close look. Now that our flowers are nice and clean, it's time to dry them. So I have a large baking sheet lined with paper towels. So I'm going to place them face down and let them dry for a couple of hours. You can see there are a variety of morphologies represented in my calendula flower harvest. I like to plant a lot of varieties of calendula plants, such as the small oopsie daisy and button varieties, as well as Pacific beauties, porcupine, and a flashback mix. However, I always include a lot of resina. While all orange varieties of calendula have high concentrations of beneficial compounds such as flavonoids, terpenoids, and carotenoids that work synergistically to create the soothing, healing, anti-inflammatory properties that we love in calendula, resina has the highest concentration. So I always plant a lot of resina calendula in my garden. Now that our flowers have dried off a bit, it's time to remove the petals and dehydrate them completely. We have a few options here. You can leave the flower heads whole, which will take longer to dry, but I prefer to pull off the petals so that way I don't have any moisture in the center that could possibly lead to mold when I store them. So you can dry them in a dehydrator on the lowest setting. For this model, it's 95 degrees. That will take about 8 to 24 hours depending on your humidity. These fine mesh trays are super helpful, but you can also use the solid trays like the ones they have for fruit roll-ups. Or if your humidity is low in your area, you can use a paper towel lined wire rack in a dark space, and that will take 1 to 2 weeks for your flowers to dry. I love how bright orange these flower petals are, and the dehydration process on a low temperature will help preserve this color, as well as the healing properties of the petals. So you'll know they're ready when they're nice and crisp to the touch. So let's just go ahead and make sure all of our petals are on a single layer and well spaced. And now they're ready to go. All right, let's check on our calendula petals. They're nice and bright still, a little soft. The bottom half seems to have dried faster, so let's check our air drying ones. They are definitely not ready, so let's put them back. All right, it's the next day, and it looks like they are nice and dry and crispy, still bright. I prefer to store my calendula petals in tinted glass jars to further protect them from sunlight. So it looks like we managed to harvest a nice handful from our air drying rack. Let's see how many petals we can harvest from 2 racks of our electric dehydrator. So with the little mesh trays are really helpful, but it does make it a tad bit difficult to harvest. So let's use some parchment paper. We'll just dump them onto this and then pour them into our jar. And here are a few more flower petals that we harvested from the garden. They're nice and dry and crisp. And I'll just remove the base since it's a bit thicker. Well, looks like we're gonna have a full jar, more than enough for an oil infusion. So for a calendula oil infusion, you can use olive oil, jojoba, or sweet almond oil as your base. Each one has its own benefits, so pick what works best for your skin. I'm going to use olive oil today for a cold infusion method. So what you're going to do is you're going to fill your jar about halfway with calendula petals, and then pour your oil over the petals until completely covered. Then you'll seal it and place it in indirect light for 2 to 4 weeks, giving a gentle shake every day. Calendula also pairs well with other healing herbs like lavender, comfrey, and nettle for use in salves and massage oils. I like to make big batches of calendula oil to have on hand, and then I will add in 1 or 2 of an herb mix. And it's about 50-50 calendula and your chosen herb. If you're short on time, you can use gentle heat. Place the petals and oil in a double boiler or a heat-safe bowl over simmering water. Or you can place the jars directly in warm water. Keep the heat low and let it infuse for 1 to 2 hours. Be careful not to overheat. The oil should be warm but not hot. Once your oil is ready, strain out the petals using cheesecloth or fine mesh strainer. Pour the finished oil into a clean, labeled bottle. Store your calendula in a cool, dark place. It should last 6 to 12 months. You can use it on dry skin, minor cuts, or you can use it as a gentle massage oil. We like to make salves and botanical soaps with ours. So to recap, grow your calendula, harvest and dry the flowers, then infuse them in your favorite oil. It's that simple. Are you ready to make your own calendula oil? Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or you want to share your results. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more DIY herbal and garden tips.